Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to my Practically Imperfect Life. I have not done a day in the life in a long time, it feels like. Every time I meant to do it, a bunch of stuff came up. And I thought today would be a good day because it is going to be our first attempt at the project day that I mentioned in my November's goals video, where instead of having labs on different days and projects on different days, I'm trying to put them all on one day and lighten up the load for my kids in their other subjects on that day so they can focus on those things. And so today is our first one. So we're going to see how it goes. We have 2 physics labs, 2 chemistry labs to do. So I'll be going downstairs and getting that around. And then I went to the store last night. I got all the ingredients for the 3 food projects they're doing for chemistry in the kitchen. So we're making Portuguese poached meringue. I think my stomach's grumbling. We're making these fried ricotta ball things and then blue corn pancakes. So we will see how everything turns out. We'll have ourselves a little mini feast today, I think. So those are the projects that are going on in there. And then we have our group studies to do as well. So I can show you an update on what we're doing for that. So that's stuff related to school. And of course, the whole point was Wednesdays are the day where we typically don't have anything going on. And of course, this very first one, my daughter's got a dentist appointment she's got to go to at 9:30, and my son's got a driving lesson at 12:30. And so she'll take herself to the dentist. She's old enough now, she can do that on her own. And I'll take my son over to driving lessons. But we'll get started on some stuff and get some of the project things done, before and after each of those things. So that is the goal. So as for myself, I always have something I need to work on, and it's just going to depend on the weather, because if the weather is nice, I want to go out and get some bulbs planted because there's so many to do. I just want to try to start getting some in. And I do have all of my dahlia tubers in the garage. So I harvested those the other day and washed them off, and I'll show you them. If you have any interest in learning about planting dahlias, I'll just give a little bit of information when I show them to you. But I do need to get those packed away for storage, because then I will divide them and use them next year. And if it's cruddy outside, I could do some baking of my own in the kitchen. I'm a nurse full-time, but I run a part-time baking business. And during Christmas season, I offer like a Christmas cookie lineup. Like, here are the set cookies that I will make, and you can pick and choose from those. So I have to make samples of all of them and then decorate them. Well, I had made like a sample cutout of all of the different styles. And then the dog, the dog knocked down one of the containers I had them in onto the floor and ate a bunch of them. So he was on my naughty list for a while. So I have to remake the ones that he ate and get them decorated. I also have to put together some batches of gingerbread, because my daughter's troop, so we have 70 girls in our troop. It's huge. And every year we do a gingerbread making night, or gingerbread house decorating night. The families all donate all the candy, and then we divide the girls up into smaller groups, and they each decorate a house, and we put it in our local gingerbread festival. But I have to get all of the gingerbread baked for the houses, because that's like my contribution, is I bake it, and we'll put the houses together so they can be, pretty firm before the girls decorate. And there are 11 houses to make this year, because we just have so many girls in the troop. It's crazy. So I have to get that done, like today or tomorrow. So we'll just see how the weather goes. If the weather's nice, I'm going to do outdoor stuff. If the weather's cruddy, I will do indoor stuff. That's just how it goes, right? So I'm going to finish my coffee. I have a video that I'm getting ready to post for you guys, and then we will get this day started. Okay, so mom fail here, because I really should have looked ahead at the labs for Emma's physics for today, because the first of the 2 experiments, it says we have to do it in a building with an elevator. Well, we don't have an elevator in our home, so probably won't do that one, but we can do her second one. So she is doing Exploring Creation with Physics. This is the version that's written by Dr. Wiley. And one of the experiments is 6.2. So rotational acceleration. So we need a large nut and bolt, a board or something that has a hole big enough for the bolt to fit through, a wrench with a long handle, okay, or 3 wrenches that are different lengths but all fit the nut, another wrench or a pair of pliers that can hold on to the head of the bolt. Okay, so I know they sent a board with her kit. I'm pretty sure there's a bolt and a nut in the kit, but we are going to have to put a hole in it, and we're gonna have to go dig through our tools for a wrench here. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of hunting, but I have a feeling that I can find this. So this is what we're doing. Oh, looks like she's studying torque, so that'll be cool. All right, so I will dig through our kits and see what we have for that, and then let me see what we need for chemistry. All right, so 3.1, microwave oven, glasses, casserole dish, eggs, and some other things. Okay, we have all of this stuff up in the kitchen. That won't be a problem for us to do that. Let's look at microwaves, and then where's this second experiment? Because he's doing 3.2. Yes, 3.1 and 3.2. It's been a week. Okay, flame test. Oh, fun. Okay, a metal plate like a saucer for a coffee cup. Okay, we have that. We'll need a beaker, medicine dropper, denatured alcohol that came in our kit, copper to sulfate. We also have that. Strontium chloride, table salt, teaspoon. Oh, he's gonna burn stuff. Oh, he's gonna love this. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start gathering out all of the supplies from there. So we get the kits from Home Science Tools. So all of his chemistry stuff is in one of these two containers, and then I still have all her physics stuff in a box. So it is really nice because everything is provided for us. So weird things like cupric sulfate came in the kit. So we have that. I remember this from when Emma did it last year. For chemistry, but it's cool. So we'll see flames with different colors and things like that. So I'm going to get everything pulled out for these two labs and get us ready to rock and roll on those. Okay, so the physics kit from Home Science Tools is definitely different from the other ones we've ordered, because in the other classes, like things for a unit were packaged together. Now, because so many different things are used for different modules, so you can see here, like it lists the items and then it tells you all of the different chapters that it's used in. So she's, for example, so she's got these wood ramps that were used in chapter 1, chapter 5, and now they're being used in chapter 6. But we have to put a hole in one of them for 6 because we have to have a hole big enough to fit a nut and bolt in, and these are the nuts and bolts they sent us. So that would be this, the nut bolt washer set of 2. Pretty sure that's what that is. And they're also going to be used in 7. The washers will be, tells us that. So we have to make sure that we save those. So I have to go find a wrench with a long handle in my husband's tools that will fit with this. So, I mean, there is some stuff in here that would definitely be harder to gather, or that would just be kind of a pain. Random sand, scales, there's like copper pipes in here, there's wiring. I mean, just miscellaneous different things. A random steel ball chain. I mean, some of the stuff you could definitely gather, and I was really hesitant on the physics one about buying it because I thought, well, this might be one where we could actually get stuff, but it is kind of nice not to have to rush out and, you know, buy all of these different materials. So it's just different because so many of the things are used in multiple lessons, so they don't have it packaged quite like they did with the previous ones. But I mean, we have a board and I have a drill, you know, and I can drill a hole through it that will be the right size for this, and then we'll go find a wrench so she can do her torque experiment. Okay, so ready for the day now. All of the labs are prepped for, all of the cooking projects are prepped for. Another quick update while we're keeping it real. Yesterday I filmed a deep clean of the living room and the dining room. All of the pillows are still piled up on the chair because the slip covers that we put on all of the couches to protect them from the animals who want to sleep on them are still in the dryer. Oh my goodness, look at this. They just have totally taken advantage of them not being covered. But we're getting ready to decorate for Christmas, so that's where our tree is gonna go. And we did a whole bunch of deep cleaning, which was much needed. Tried to avoid using any chemicals and using all natural cleaners. So I was really excited about that. But this is my dining room right now because I take down like all of the normal decor before Christmas and get everything like a blank slate. And I don't know which of the everyday decor will be worked back into it and which will just be packed away for the Christmas season. Anywho's, while I'm waiting for the kids to finish getting ready, I thought I would show you just a couple of quick little house projects we've done that I'm excited about. Okay, so project one, and sorry, there's gonna be glare from the front window, but we got our family pictures done. Got them printed. These are 8x10s inside 11x14 frames. I got the frames off of Amazon, and I just wanted to do a little gallery wall, and I'm so pleased with how these turned out. I mean, look how gorgeous these kids are. My goodness. So gorgeous. Mom looks a little rough, but hey, the kids look good. And I didn't use any nails to put these on the wall. What I use, I don't know if you'll be able to even see them, but these are the command strips that are meant for holding picture frames. So one half sticks to the wall and one half to the picture frame itself. And they like Velcro together. So I could actually pull these off and like change them and rearrange them. And they've held really well. I used 2 on each of these. And then I used them in one other spot where we did pictures. So down here at the end of the hallway, we did 5x7 pictures in 8x10 frames. And then I just did them this way because I had pictures that were, you know, both horizontal and vertical, and I wanted to use them both, but just did a little grid there. And there's plenty of room to add more if we decide we want to use more of the photos that we had. And last little project, sorry if the lighting is atrocious, I moved our curio cabinet from over here. Like I flip-flopped these just for the Christmas season because I'm gonna have trees on either side of them. Yes, the screens came out of these windows. I just got done cleaning those. Anyways, I have redone this to showcase this china. I inherited this from my grandma, and it is called like Old Country Roses, Royal Albert bone china. It was a beautiful set. It was just stored in a box in her house when she passed away. And so my mom asked if I would like to have it, and I love it. I think it's so beautiful. It's just so pretty. Now I got these lights, these off Walmart. They're magnetic. So there's a sticky back there, these magnetize onto there. And they've got a USB charger, so I can pop them off and easily charge them when I need to. But you can put different settings on them. You can have it to where, like you notice how when I walked up to it, it turned on. So that's a motion activated setting. I can also change it to where like they're on like all the time. I can have them where they're only on like at night, and you'll see like the light will blink different colors when I change the setting. I could just have them on. I could put them on a timer, but I put 3 over here and I put 3 over there. So I'll see if I can get them all lit and give you an idea of what it looks like, all glowing and looking pretty. But I really like these. I think I might buy some to put under my kitchen cabinets because we don't have under cabinet lighting, but I just like how it turned out. Okay, there it is all lit up. I mean, it'll look really pretty at night, especially just having them all illuminated, but I love how it turned out. Okay, project 1, blueberry corn pancakes. We had to buy blue corn flour. I have no idea why anyone buys blue corn flour normally, but hey, we're gonna try it. And there's the batter. It looks more gray than blue, but it's gotta sit for what, 10 minutes? And then we'll add, okay. Well, we have more stuff to add to it, but this is from the book, What Einstein Told Us Cook. This is for the chemistry in the kitchen course. Okay, I'm gonna show my chemistry nerd side here. Why are we making blueberry blue corn pancakes? So this is really kind of like looking at acids and bases really, because blue corn is alkaline and it's treated with other alkaline wood ashes. So it says wood ash and lime and lye. So what it does nutritionally is it makes more amino acids available, but what it does for the color is because it's more alkaline, it will be more blue color. And then we add baking soda to it. So baking soda will further raise the pH and make it more alkaline. And so they should be blue. Now we did notice that it was very gray when we started. It says it's supposed to intensify as it cooks. So when we cut them open, we'll see just how blue they got to be. But that is one of the ways that cooking in the kitchen is meant to reinforce chemistry concepts. Well, not super blue when they're cooked, but we'll see how they taste. Not bad. They taste like blueberry pancakes. So, pretty good. Okay, so our second one that we were supposed to make for chemistry in the kitchen was Portuguese poached meringue. And it was to demonstrate basically what cream of tartar does. So it's interesting because when you read in here, it talks about how it's actually a salt, and the main purpose in cooking is that it stabilizes egg whites. Well, so we did this recipe, which it's kind of like, I don't know, like a cross between a sponge cake and an angel food cake. And it did not quite work. So it rose up really high in the oven, and that's what happened. And so of course, you know, going to pull it out, it kind of collapsed. And it didn't really like cook all the way. So I don't know, like we were trying little bits on the edge, and it doesn't really have much of a distinct flavor. I mean, I'm not really sure what happened, honestly, if we overbeat it or if we didn't beat it enough. I'm leaning on the side that maybe we needed to, it's supposed to be to soft peaks, and I don't know, maybe we should have gone longer. I don't know. Anywho's, that's what happened. Fail, but that occasionally is what happens when you're trying cooking experiments. So we have one more still to make, and those are ricotta fritters, so I really hope that those ones turn out.
You guys probably can't tell, but there are a ton of blue jays back there. There's like 6 or 7, and they've been slyly coming up to here. So I cut off these huge sunflower heads, and I set them here with the intention of getting the seeds out of them so I could, well, save them for birdseed. But if you'll notice, the birds have already been getting into them. And now I'm kind of tempted to just leave them there because it's been really entertaining. The birds will come up from time to time and just eat the seeds, and we get to watch them, and it's cat TV for the cats. But yeah, I'll try to catch it next time a bird's up here. But a blue jay just tried to come up and take some, and I think I spooked him.
7, stuck behind your desk and by the phone. This will be the last call.
Okay, cooking project number 3 is mixed up and ready to go. So this is called, lost page, ricotta fritters. So it's ricotta, cheese, eggs, melted butter, sugar, nutmeg. I mean, it's supposed to be a desserty thing. So this is the batter. Mixed it all up, and it says to let it rest for 2 hours, but I don't know if we're gonna let it sit here for 2 hours. But anyway, so we're gonna be frying it in where is it? Olive oil. Anyways, it makes a point of letting the kids know that they need to get to a certain temperature. And the chapter before that, and again, this is the What Einstein Told Us cookbook, is talking about the boiling points and like the smoking points of different cooking oils and what that means for the cook. So again, we're kind of reading about this concept and then putting it into practice, because I have tried frying a lot of different things, and sometimes the kitchen is fine, and sometimes the kitchen fills up with smoke and all of my smoke alarms go off. So we'll see what happens when we make these. We'll show you what they look like after we get done frying them.
One for the road, nobody cares and everyone's on the run. Run to clear your mind. I know.
Okay, little powdered sugar on them, and these are the ricotta fritters, and we'll have to give one a quick taste and see how they are. Okay, shall we see how they taste? It's hot, it's still hot. Oh, that's good. That's good, look at that. Oh, it's kind of like a not too sweet donut, but with ricotta cheese. Gonna keep eating. All right, so I think we're gonna end our school day there. We got our 3 cooking projects done. Those are from our Guest Hollow Chemistry in the Kitchen course. I've done a whole video introducing that course to you guys and talking about how I lesson plan for it and stuff. It's a really cool course if you want to do a chemistry course where your kids are still going to learn a lot of the concepts of chemistry and see them in action, but it doesn't have like the math component that traditional chemistry has. It really just uses different types of experiments and cooking projects to demonstrate these principles. And it's been really fun. While it's not our main chemistry course, my son is doing a Barium Builders course and my daughter's already taken chemistry. They both were interested in doing this food science course, or this chemistry in the kitchen course, which we call food science, as an elective, simply because they really enjoy doing stuff in the kitchen. And it's been really interesting to see how well it helps my son understand the chemistry concepts that he's doing in his main chemistry course, because I almost feel like he is catching on to things better with this course. than with that one. So it's just been an interesting experiment. We'll see how it goes through the rest of the year. Anyways, we got my daughter's physics experiment done, the one where we had to do like the nuts and bolts and drill the hole and stuff. I didn't film that because we were just, running in and out of the garage and getting the power tools to drill the hole and then finding wrenches and all that stuff. And my son got a chance to do one of his chemistry experiments, and it involved fire. So I was having to make sure that nothing caught on fire, and I forgot to like set up the camera to film it. But it's really cool because you saw me pull out the things like the cupric sulfate and the strontium chloride and the denatured alcohol. So it was basically like we were burning those different things and seeing what happened. It creates different colors of flames of different sizes, and it's just really neat. It's a cool experiment that my daughter had done the previous year. So interesting. We got to see chemistry concepts in action in 2 different ways today. So, we got our group stuff done, and they are finishing up their independent stuff. So while the weather is really nice, I'm going to go outside and try to get some flower bulbs planted before we call it a day, and we'll just get some of that done. And then we'll just see what the evening holds. Okay, so I told you I would tell you a little bit about the dahlias. They're actually too damp still for me to pack, but I started with 15 individual dahlia tubers. So this is one dahlia tuber, planted in the ground, and then this is what grew underneath, right? So once they died back with the frost, I cut off the big stem, pulled this out, and you can see just how many extra tubers each plant produced. So my initial investment was anywhere from $7 to $10 for one dahlia tuber. They are expensive, but look at all of them. Look at all of these. These, I can separate these, plant them up, and I'm going to quadruple my dahlia patch. But you want to rinse them off, get all of the excess dirt off of them, and then let them dry. And then cut off anything that doesn't look good. So all of these like little rooty bits, like these will all get cut off. And then anything that looks damaged or questionable, like this one looks questionable. If it's pierced, like that one, the neck is pierced. So that one, you want to cut that off before you store them because they will rot if you don't. So I'm going to store them mostly in clumps, but I'll cut off the things that I don't need. But basically, if you wanted to separate them, you're looking for a good tuber that it has a neck, and then you want to make sure that each one has an eye that you separate. So like a little eye like that. That is what's going to grow a new stalk next year. So I'm going to give these one more night to dry in here, and then tomorrow I'm going to pack them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my crates and put burlap in them and then some vermiculite, and then I will store them in that. You don't want them to be anywhere that they're going to freeze, but you want them to be cool. So you want to store them like somewhere between 40 and 50 degrees. I have a cold corner in one of our basement rooms, so that's probably where they will go. I'll keep them out here in the garage until it starts to get really chilly, and then I'll bring them down there for most of the winter. But I just can't believe how many grew. I mean, look at this clump. This is insane. This is insane. Look at all those. That could be individual dahlia plants, and the dahlias were beautiful. I'll throw a picture up so you can see what they looked like, but oh my goodness, I just can't believe it.
Friday night around 7, stuck behind your desk and by the phone. This will be the last call. In 20 minutes you're done being alone. And everything is set up. I know you felt this many times before. Everything succeeded, so take that bag and walk right out the door. And here is one for the road.
So I did decide to try to get the gingerbread house dough done tonight. This recipe comes from the Sugar Geek Show website, and I will link the recipe down below. It is a really good one for making houses. It doesn't spread when you bake it, but it is not meant to be eaten. It doesn't have near enough sugar in it to make it something that's good to eat. But initially I'm going to whisk together the dry ingredients: flour, cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, and a little bit of salt, and then you're going to melt some vegetable shortening in the microwave. You want it melted but not hot. And then I'm gonna weigh out some sugar and some molasses. I go through so much molasses this time of year, and then I don't use it the entire rest of the year. But I'm going to whisk together these ingredients and then add in 1 egg, and then I'll swap out my whisk for my paddle attachment. I'm gonna add all of the dry ingredients all at once, and then I will just mix them until they pull together and form a dough. You don't wanna over mix it, just get it until it is forming that dough like I'll show you here.
You know it's there and it's there for a good cause. And we'll dance to our own heartbeats.
All right, there's the dough all wrapped up. Now, the website that this came from actually has a free template for a house that you can print off and use. And according to the recipe, this is enough dough to make 3 of those little houses. Now, if you remember me saying, I need to make 11 houses in all, so I have to do this 3 more times. But if you were just doing it for your family, you could stop here. You would want to chill this in the fridge for about 20 to 30 minutes before you roll it out and make your houses. But all of the instructions, like for how long to bake and temperature and everything, can be found in that recipe, and I will link that down below in the description box for you. But it smells really good. It definitely doesn't taste like a gingerbread cookie, but you know, that's the whole point. It's meant to make a house.
All right, so I am bushed. I got, how many? About 400 bulbs planted today, which is pretty good. You saw I was using my auger to get those in. I have it's called a power planter auger. Really great if you don't want to have to bend over and dig holes for flowers. I was using my 3-inch auger, and I have a 9-inch one for doing gallon size pots. But it is made putting in bulbs so much better this year. I think, what did I say? About 400 got in the ground today, which isn't too bad. Only 600 more to go. So making good progress. And then if you would like the recipe for the gingerbread houses, I will link that down below for you in the description box. Again, it's not a gingerbread really made to be eaten. It doesn't have a whole lot of sugar in it, so it wouldn't taste very good, but it is meant to be structurally sound. So if you want to make your own custom gingerbread houses instead of buying the kits, you can do that. I will probably spend a long time tomorrow getting all of those houses baked and then start assembling them and getting them all put together so they're ready for our decorating night on Sunday. Anyways, all in all, I feel like today, which was the first time we were trying this whole idea of project day, putting all of the labs and all of the cooking projects on one day, I feel like it went pretty well. I mean, I could have been a little more prepared. I should have definitely checked out the labs earlier in the week when I was doing the rest of the school prep, and I just didn't this week. I'm usually better about that. So I'm gonna have to make sure for next week that I do that, to make sure that everything is something that we can do and that we have everything kind of ready to go. But all in all, I think this might work out. We'll see. We're gonna trial this whole idea of grouping everything on one day for the month of November, and then if it works, we'll keep doing it the rest of the year. And if it doesn't, well, then we'll go back to doing things on multiple days during the week. But appreciate you guys joining me for today's Day in the Life video. If you like Day in the Lives, please leave a thumbs up and a comment letting me know so I know to keep making more of them. Or if there's any part of our homeschool day that you would like to see more of, if you'd like to see the work that my kids are doing on a particular subject, or what we're doing in our group studies or anything like that, let me know so I know what to be making for you next. As always, I appreciate you guys checking out today's video. Happy homeschooling to y'all, and I'll see you in the next one.